case for us. Desmond, good afternoon to you. So it's wrapped up for the day. What emerged this morning then?
Well, Jeremy, this is a case that has been plagued by delays. You'll remember when we spoke over the past few weeks, you'll notice that in each of those instances, this case has always only gotten underway towards the afternoon, and today was no different. In fact, some of the family members of the victim that was killed at the Ottawa mosque a while back were here. Some of the members of that mosque were also here waiting, as well as the media, and this case only got underway at about 2 o'clock. And once again, it was also the issue of the interpreter, and it seems like that's quite a scarce resource in the court system as well, getting a Swahili interpreter. That was the delay the last time. It was the delay once again this time, but when court eventually got underway at about just after 2 o'clock or so, it was just really the submission of the affidavits of those 11 that were applying for bail this time around. But after those affidavits were submitted, the state then told the court that it needed more time to file its affidavit, and as a result of that, the proceedings were postponed until tomorrow at about 11 o'clock.
Are we getting a clearer indication of just who the accused are?
Well, Jeremy, you know, the details around this case and even things like revealing the names and the nationalities have been prohibited by the court. In fact, we were fortunate, I'll put it that way, to get into court just during the last sitting and once again today, but there were strict conditions with that. The court did rule that the publication of any details about the accused were not allowed. What I can tell you is that their ages vary quite a bit. You have men looking like they're around 20 years or so, ranging up to men that look like they're in about their 50s or so. And these are just the 11 that remained. Remember the last time around, there was one of those accused that was granted bail of 100,000 rand, and 7 of them have had the charges provisionally withdrawn. So even though we did put in an application today to try to get some visuals of those proceedings, we were denied that. The state saying that the case is still sensitive because another ID parade needs to be held to link these accused to yet another kidnapping. You'll recall we did a story, we had an exclusive interview with a man who claimed that he had been kidnapped by this group. The good news is that the Hawks has taken on that case, and they're now planning to have another ID parade to link these men potentially to that case too.
This mystery and secrecy around the identities, help me understand why. I'm assuming it's because of perhaps national security considerations.
Precisely that, Jeremy. In fact, remember the Hawks were saying initially that the reason for the sensitivity and the reason for barring the media and the public from the courtroom was based on the fact that an ID parade needed to be done. Now, that was done. The first one was done. Now we understand that a second one needs to be done. But when we approached the state prosecutor before court just to discuss whether we would be able to get cameras in, she was adamant that that would not happen because of the reason that you mentioned, because it involves a case of national security. There are terror-related charges, and she also said to us that there are international links. She wouldn't elaborate on that, but she said that that is part of the reason why they're playing their cards this close to their chest. They don't want anything to happen that shouldn't, and as a result of that, for now at least, there will be very little information about who these people are revealed to the public.